Thank you. Time now to Ask the Expert. Here to answer your travel questions live on the air is travel agent Susan Green of Susan's Travel Services. Boy, did we get a lot. Let's get straight
Awesome.
over to Kaylee from Mesa. What are some up-and-coming travel hotspots I can get to before they get too crowded?
Well, it goes back to kind of what I brought up before is Costa Rica is a hot spot. You kind of want to look at places that are not the typical place that people go to. But what happens with that is if you're looking at a hot spot, you're also looking at typically something that's more expensive.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen is it's going to take a little bit harder for people to get to.
Right.
So our typical places like Italy and France and
Cancun,
Hawaii
Mexico,
and stuff like that, people are going to. So right now, Honduras is a big one. Panama, Colombia, those are big for the mid-region.
Right.
And then you've got Costa Rica. A lot of South America has become very, very popular. And then the poles are really, really popular. So Antarctic and Arctic. Those are really, really popular right now.
Okay, all right, good to know.
Bucket list.
Yeah, no kidding. Hillary says, I plan to go to Kenya in 2024. What kind of visa do I need? What shots do I need?
So we get asked about this a lot. We do a lot with Africa. I would say this. So the shot thing is a personal thing, which is hard for people to wrap their heads around. The first time I went to Africa, I got a bunch of shots and I took my malaria pills.
Yeah.
Now they don't require anything.
Oh.
It's all personal.
Okay.
So with that being said, you want to talk with people. You want to talk to your doctor and ask him and go, what do you feel comfortable with?
Right.
Because there are side effects of all of those. So like malaria, when I took my malaria pills, I didn't sleep well the entire time on the trip, and that affects your entire trip. So you got to feel really comfortable about what you're going to do. When you're looking at a visa, they do have a visa that you have to fill out online for Kenya.
Okay.
Typically, if you've booked this yourself, you can go through the government. That's always a big key. And we always tell our clients, you're smart. You need to figure out, you need to be really aware of where you're going and always make sure that you're going to the right website.
Okay.
If not, you can always call. Usually you can call a travel company, you can call ours, and we'll direct people in the right way. And that's something that a good travel agent should help them take care of.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Denise from Phoenix says, I'm disabled. What do I need to know or do before planning a trip? I'm in an electric wheelchair. Can it fly with me?
Yeah, so that is a great question, and you can. So now one of the things that we do for our clients is we will contact the airport and the airline. So the airport has an entire service that will help you with getting through the airport. Now it sounds like you already have an electric wheelchair, but you want to make sure that you've got that kind of that VIP service.
Right.
I once at one time had broken my foot and we kept saying that we had the Beyonce service because we got to go through every cut through at the airport.
I love that.
Because I was like, I think we all got to figure out who's going to break their foot next time we go.
Yeah.
But you do want to do that. It can fly with you, but the airline needs to know that before because you've got batteries and there's other things that are going to be going down in the carriage.
Yeah.
They're also going to make sure that you get boarded before everyone else. And if you need help, if you have your electric wheelchair, do you need help then getting onto your seat? And so that just needs to be talked to them before.
Lots of communication.
Yeah, if you don't do it before, it's going to be much more difficult when you get there.
Okay. Our producer Jamie had a question. Is it worth buying travel insurance? And if I do, what does it cover? That's always a great question.
We do. We get asked this every single day.
Yeah.
And not all travel insurances are created equal. That is a big one for us. The companies that we used, we watched going through COVID, who paid and who took care of stuff. We always say travel insurance is really important. My dad used to tell me this, you insure what you can't afford to lose. So travel companies after COVID have come in and said, hey, we're going to require you to pay in full anywhere between 90 to 120 days before you go.
Okay.
Well, that's a long time
Yeah.
to find out if I don't break my arm or if something happens in my job. And so can you afford to lose all of that money that you've put into your trip?
Right.
But you also have to realize that about 90% of us that are traveling outside the United States don't have coverage. My insurance does not cover me when I go to France, when I go to Tahiti. I'm on state insurance, I mean, not state, but you know, healthcare.gov. I'm self-employed and I have great insurance, but it doesn't cover me outside the United States. What's going to happen when I fall and break my arm?
Right.
So, and one of the big misnomers is that when you fall in another country is how do you get that good coverage and how do you go to a place that's safe?
Okay.
Do they speak English and stuff like that? Travel insurance will help you with that. So we always encourage it, but you got to make sure you're going to the right company and you have the right deductible and the right information.
Great to know.
Yeah.
Susan, thank you so
You
very
got
much
it.
for all of it from front to back.
You got it.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.